Alright, good evening ladies and gents, welcome back to Compound Interesting. The week is finally upon us. Next week there's a new Yuga Labs mint, and in today's video I'm going to explain everything you need to know about the trial of Jimmy the Monkey. Alright, so as we alluded to in my last few videos and from the hints and clues that Yuga Labs have been dropping, we're going to have to, as I said, crawl or swim through the sewers in search of this magic key, and we're actually going to have to do this in a game that Yuga Labs has developed. And if you do very well in that game, you're going to be able to get extra points and extra energy. We'll talk about that in a minute, but first let's just run through the dates and the details, and then we'll run through more the interesting stuff, the storyline, etc, etc. So Yuga Labs were dropping a lot of hints, and you could kind of read between the lines of what was kind of gonna happen. So we know from the Jimmy the Monkey trailer that the key was very important, and we saw Jimmy the Monkey get locked in the outhouse, the toilet, and he passed out. So there was all the apes wanted the key to open the box. So how are they going to get the key if it's locked in the incredibly well protected outhouse? They have to suit up and go through the sewers and try and get to the key that way, because it's stuck in Jimmy the Monkey's butthole. Right, so on January 17th, all apes and all the mutants will be able to claim one of these sewer passes, and the sewer passes will allow you to hop on one of these underwater vehicles and glide through the sewer in search of the key, and also to collect points and stuff like that. And if you're not an ape, or you don't have a mutant or anything, don't worry. If you want to still be involved, you'll be able to buy one of those sewer passes off an ape if you really wanted to participate. And I'm going to give my opinion on whether that would be a good idea or not, and how much I think the sewer passes will go for once they drop next week. So this game is going to go on for 3 weeks, starting on January the 18th, and you're going to have to try and get as much points as possible if you're participating in the game. You're going to have to avoid the obstacles and collect the little shiny objects, and you're going to try and go as far as possible without crashing and dying, and you'll have as many chances or as many goes as you want within those 3 weeks, and you're just trying to get the highest score in one single run that you can. And whoever gets the highest score in the world will get the key. And that's the big thing you want. But everyone who participates who has a sewer pass, they will be able to transform their sewer pass into an energy source, and this is the energy source that I was alluding to in my previous videos. This is the little box shape that we can see throughout the mysterious teasers that Yuga Labs has been dropping, and this is going to go, this is just my theory, or it's probably true but not confirmed, but these little boxes are going to go into the mecha robots, and we can see examples of these mecha robots and the actual boxes. Like you can see the box on the tier 4 on the selection of tiers. And just as a side note, those tiers are actually relevant to this game. So if you're in a higher tier, you're going to get like bonus points and stuff like that. So that's essentially what was the benefit of having a dog paired with your ape. Now the other thing, if you don't want to play this game or you don't want to get involved, there is a booster in the game. So if you want to get some sort of boost, you can pay 2 Apecoin to help you in your run. I'm not sure they didn't specify exactly what the booster does, but if you wanted to bet on this game going well, you could potentially buy some Apecoin over the next week, but that's probably not something I would do personally. But if you did want to get involved and you don't have an ape, it's either to buy a sewer pass or to buy Apecoin, really. Like I mentioned, the sewer pass is going to evolve into an energy source, and the higher score you get in the game, the more energy you'll get. And I'm not sure if this is the same energy that we've seen in the other side, the blue liquid, that kind of seems to be the energy in the other side, but maybe this energy is something entirely different. Now the key isn't the only prize or thing that you're going to win by participating in this game. Anyone who has a sewer pass and plays the game, as long as you score higher than 0, you're going to be able to transform your sewer pass into some sort of energy source, which we'll talk about in a minute. And I'm guessing the higher score you get, the more energy you're going to get. So here again is just a little preview of the game, of what you're essentially going to be doing, and all the shiny objects that you're going to try and collect, and the obstacles that you have to avoid. So once Gary gets the key, he'll be able to open the box and summon the energy source. And like I said, this will open the space-time continuum, and the Yuga Labs continually reference the past, the present, and the future. So opening the space-time continuum, that kind of means like there's some sort of time travel involved. Like there is no concept of time in a wormhole like that. So that's why we've seen a lot of medieval apes. So I think that there's some sort of battle between medieval apes or medieval monkeys, MD versus MMI, MD versus MM. So that could be mecha dogs versus medieval monkeys. You can see these kind of mecha dog versus mecha monkey here battling in this cosmic battle, and there's continually medieval monkeys. So that's why there's kind of a futuristic battle and also a medieval battle. So the whole space-time continuum, there's a lot of time traveling stuff going on. So what price do I think these sewer passes are going to start at? Okay, well, before the announcement of the Jimmy the Monkey trial and all of this started happening, mutants were sitting around 10 to, let's say 12 Ethereum. They were sitting around that price, and now they've gone all the way up to 18 Ethereum. So I'd say that's partly because of Jimmy the Monkey trial, because everyone kind of suspected they were going to get some sort of airdrop or some sort of reward, and the dogs went from like 7 to 12, but now they're back down to 10 because people think the utility of the dogs wasn't as, people overestimated the utility that the tiers would bring. But like I mentioned, the tiers, so these are the different tiers. So if you pair a dog with an ape or with a mutant, you get a higher tier sewer pass, and that means you get bonus points or something like that. But considering that move in the price of apes and the price of mutants, that was about a 60th run. So I would guess about half of that was due to the Jimmy the Monkey trial. So I think the other half was just, a bounce off the bottom of the market for NFTs. So I'd say the sewer passes will open at around 3 or 4 ETH. I think that's probably the price that will be at the start, and I'd say people will probably want to hold them a bit because they want to play the game and transform them into the energy source and see what's next in the Yuga Labs ecosystem, or what they're going to do next. And because this mint is interactive and happening over the course of a few weeks, and Yuga Labs have mentioned that this sewer pass is going to be able to change over the course of the entire year, so it's dynamic. It's going to change from a sewer pass into this energy source, but it's also going to change after that. So we'll have to see what that actually means. But I think this means that the price of the sewer pass won't completely crash straight after the mint, like what happened with mutants. Like they opened at like 10 ETH when they first minted out, and then they just slowly faded into 3 ETH. So I think something similar can happen, but because it's spread out over a few weeks and potentially even a full year, maybe the price drop won't be as severe. So personally, I'm not going to be selling my sewer pass. I'm actually going to participate in the game and try and do well and try and get as much energy as I can. But if I was looking at it from a purely technical trading mindset, I'd probably be like, okay, maybe I should just sell my mutant and sell my sewer pass straight away. But where on earth is the fun in that? I'm very involved in the Yuga Labs ecosystem, and diehard fan, so I'm going to be participating. Yuga Labs are going to update us on January 17th and kind of probably give us the next set of the story, the next lore in the story, probably more about what cosmic battles we're going to have to compete in and what the energy source is. So I'm looking forward to that. I might do a video on it if there's interest. If you did enjoy today's video, like, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all the lovely comments and support. Can't wait to see you in the next one. Cheers.